Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the FN Story. We took a little break, but we're back and we're post FNCS Grand Finals. Happy to have a top three placing player. Came very close to getting much more than that. Welcome in, Fatch. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Um, I want to get right to FNCS because you guys stunned people. First of all, let's talk about how it felt going into that final match, knowing you guys were close. And did you think you had a shot to win it all when you walked into that last game?
Yeah, so going in the last game, Boo got like a huge lead on pretty much everyone. He had like 25, 30 point lead on everyone. So we were like, we need him to die early and everyone close to us to do worse than us. So we basically need to win and people close to us to do bad. And then we go in the game, everything's going all right. We get a couple of kills, we get our surge. We have a good zone at Islands, I think, last game.
Yeah,
Near
it was over by
Johns's.
Sanctuary.
Yeah. So we're there. It's a good zone for us. And then we see that Booga dies at half. And we're like, oh, then we might have a shot at this. And then we just play our game. And then we win. And then we're sure we won the tournament. And we leave. And we not only didn't win, we got third. That was
Oh,
like pretty heartbreaking, but
yeah,
still like, good.
I can imagine. I mean, you guys did literally everything in your power to win that. It's just
Yeah.
Commandment put on one of the best clutches we've seen in a long time, and Buga and Miro
Mhm.
had literally just enough. Because it was 316 was first,
Yeah.
315, and then you guys had 313. So like an
Yeah.
elim and
Three
a half.
kills.
Ooh,
And we had tiebreakers as well. We had two wins and they had one.
yeah, because you guys won a game on day one, right?
Yeah.
In that last match, when you saw Buga go down, did you play differently, or was everything like? Walk me through
Oh,
what's going on.
we were going for the win the whole time. We knew we had to win to get second or just to win the tourney. So it didn't really change anything. It just like made us knew we had a shot. But yeah, just we didn't get it.
Hey, it's still impressive, and you got that invite to Raleigh. You're going to the
Yeah,
FNCS Invitational. That's gotta be feeling good.
that was a big goal for us this season. We thought like top five probably was gonna be enough to get the invitation because we like thought probably Scented was gonna do good, Booga, Peter Butt, all of them that were already invited. So we're like, if we get top six, knowing like three teams gets invited, probably gonna be enough. But yeah, we got top three, so didn't need to stress about it.
Hell yeah! No, it was impressive. Once I started seeing you guys up there, it was like the second half of day two. You guys got like a second or a third, I want to say.
We got fourth first game, then we did a bad second game,
Oh, it was the
and then we
fourth. Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
we
it was impressive. Like, you guys barely snuck in too. Like, you almost
hmm
shouldn't have been in
Yeah, in the
finals.
finals. Yes. Bro,
Uh,
we go and eat and we're like extremely confident because we know we haven't been doing good in weeks, but we know like we're really good. And you like we haven't played a lot of like good cash cups, but we've voted a lot with Sven, our coach, that most people probably know. And yeah, we practiced a lot when we felt really ready. And then we just get contested by other like people from the French scene. Like it was really weird, like really, really weird. They played to grief us. Like they ran with flu, they DM'd us, you're not calling everything, we're just griefing. Like I don't know. And then on last heat, we think we see on Twitter that one team is gonna leave their spot to go at Bugle, and they landed at the split right under us at South. So it's basically like the same rotations.
okay.
So we're like, we might as well just take this and hopefully we go through. And then we take it. They left for Bugle, and then we go in last game in the inconsistency spot number like six, I think.
Yeah.
And last game, Maxo at Frenchlet, that's the name of the guy griefing us. He runs at us and tries to storm fights us, so like we don't cool.
Oh
Like
my
he's just trying
goodness.
everything so we don't qual. We managed to get away. We get like a top 10 with a couple of kills, and we get in the last spot to pull for grands.
And not only that, but the team that
Yeah,
won the
Walker's won.
game
Yeah,
was one of those top six. So if they didn't win that, you guys would have been seventh
13. Yeah,
sitting on the
yeah.
outside looking in. It was actually crazy because I forget
Mm-hmm.
who it was. The team
Walker's
on
and
height.
Shadow against Joe 2G.
Oh yes, yes. Shadow and Walkers. They clutched it
Yeah,
up for you guys because the team on height, like let's be honest, probably should have won that game.
yeah, they threw.
I think Shadow and Walkers were quite weak. And
Uh-huh.
then they gave them some time and dropped down, took like two 1v1s instead of playing it together. And hey, the
Yeah.
rest is history. I mean, now you got a top three. Doesn't really matter how you get to the finals. You guys are definitely a team that performs well when given like that finals stage and lobby because it's a lot different than anything else.
Hmm. And it's good to like finally like get a like good placement because we're always like around like top 10, top 15, and like it's not bad, but it's not a good placement. And this one like even though we didn't win, like it was still like a really good one. We're happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes people just do special things. Commandment did something special to kind of
Bro.
push him out. Have
Yeah.
you watched his clutch yet?
Yes, I did. And everything just like went perfectly for him. Like he played it great, but like I don't know. It's hard to watch.
I can understand. That's the difference between tens of thousands of dollars for you guys too. It's not just like
Mhm.
that placement. For
I mean,
you, someone
it's
that's
not
been.
really
Oh, go
it's not
ahead.
really about the money, I'd say. It's just like, the achievement of winning and getting the pickaxe, man. Like just having that axe and be able to run around with it, it must like feel like awesome. I don't know. One
Hey,
day we'll have it.
yeah, I mean, you'll get there. I'm sure of it. The placements have continued to improve, but you've been around for a really long time. Like, you're someone that's qualified for World Cup, performed pretty well in the World Cup.
Yeah.
What what do you think over the course of your career has like changed? Because at first you were known as like a baller player, right? But
Yeah.
now you pretty much have the respect of everyone doing it for what is this now 3+ years. Like,
Yeah.
what has your career looked like over that time?
Uh, I mean, at World Cup, like that 10th place was pretty much a fraud, honestly. Because yeah, I wasn't that up on that level, not even close to it. And I got bailed by ballers, which I everyone should have played them, but like I did, and I learned a lot to like play good with them, even though like they were really broken. And after that, I kind of took confidence. Like I thought I was so good and everything, didn't need to grind, and I was wrong. So I did bad in trios season X. I did bad in squads. And then I was like, okay, I need to like refocus, get my grind up and everything. Like I'm not that guy. So I started grinding again for duo FNCS, made grands. Didn't do good in grands, but still like made them. After that, I qualified for solo grands, not the invitational one, like the solo one.
It was like chapter 2, season 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, I think yeah, probably season three. I'm not sure. Yeah, season three, because season two was duos.
Okay.
And then at start, I had a bad season, but like I still felt like I was good at the game and everything. And then I played with Chucky and Zuki in season five,
Okay.
and they were like really really good fighters. And I learned a lot, like just playing creative with them and everything. And Zone Wars, it was like rematch at the time, was pretty much going crazy. And we played that for like 5 6 hours a day every day, and like that improved my fighting level a lot. And then I played with Carrie, which was like a really, really good IGL. And we made every gens ever since that point.
So it's
And we
basically a
did good.
year and a half of just straight making finals and then
Yeah.
steadily improving upon it since then.
Yeah. And it's basically just been learning from people around me. So getting to play with good players really helped me to just get better in every aspect of the game, fighting with Zuki and Chucky, IGLing with Carrie. Even though I didn't IGL in trios, now I do. And pretty much learned a lot from him. And then Sven, of course, who coaches us since the end of season 1 of chapter 3. But yeah, just been learning and be willing to put the effort to learn and not just think I'm like the best at anything.
You got humbled real quick after World
Yeah,
Cup, it sounds like.
yeah. It was humbling.
Uh, hey, it's cool though to see someone that, I mean, even you just admitted that, you played the meta, but now you're learning to just be a solid all around player and perform well
Yeah.
regardless of what is going on because you're putting in the effort. Do you still love the game? Because I feel like certain players fall in and out of love with the game. Like, where are you currently?
Uh, I I'm like in a hate love relationship with the game. Like just playing for fun is hard, I'd say. But like I have so much fun competing and just seeing myself like get better and just place in tournaments, and I don't know, it's just my threat. Like I love competing and I feel like it's the best game to do that, and like I'm good at it. So it's kind of like that's what I love about it. Just getting better. And I love like every tournament. It's just I can't play like arena. Like I just can't play arena. But like voting and everything, all of that is fun for me.
That
It's
makes sense.
just like just playing arena, farming up my mats, go to a fight, like get like 50 and 95 95 by a two-shot shotgun, just like makes me want to break my setup, you know? And then I just don't want to play for like 2 days. But like just like yeah, full vodding and playing scrims, like I enjoy that.
That makes a ton of sense though, because the competitive game that we all know and love is not Arena. Arena
Yeah.
is something completely different. And if you love competitive Fortnite, playing or watching Arena is not competitive Fortnite. So it's like that is the only thing currently in the game that's quote unquote resembles
Mhm.
competitive Fortnite. But other than that, like you have to play the tournaments and even
Yeah.
more so, you have to be in the top lobbies in the tournaments and able to get those quality type of games that everyone likes to play. So it's an interesting mix that is understandable why you feel that way and don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to just play arena.
And it's at that point that even like solo cash cups, which I used to like really hate and just take them like arena, is like it became fun for me because like trying to play end game and actually get practice out of them even if I don't qual. Like I at one point at a challenge I did to myself was like, okay, I need to make like 7 end games in that solo cash cup, just practice stuff, you know. Even if I don't do good, just try and get practice out of it. And now I'm basically like calling to every single one of them, and I think it's just because of that, because I put the effort in and just trying to work on that specific point of my game.
It's important. I mean, a lot of people probably just play the game for hours on end, and at a certain point, they're not getting any better. And you
Yeah.
really need to put that focus on something in order to actually improve. Like if you're just playing arena for 12 hours a day, yeah, you might get better at fighting, but that's probably the only thing that's going to improve.
Mm,
And then, you're playing scrims, there should be playing with a purpose or playing creative, playing again with some sort of purpose. But it's interesting to hear that even within tournaments, you're focusing on certain things. Is that something that you've learned from another player, a coach, or is that something you've done internally?
uh, Mostly my dad, I'd say, because I was like really raging a lot in solo cash cups, and he was like, you need to find like something that makes you like want to play them, and like I don't know, like just find something that makes them like valuable to me in some way, even if I don't do good. So like make small like objectives and just try and reach them, and then like I'd be happy with the results, even though it's not like I didn't like make money or anything, but like just being proud of what I did, even though I didn't do like amazing, just made me like keep grinding them, putting like good effort, and not like just quitting after 5 games because I died of spawn trying a hot drop tilted or something. you know, so that's been good. And also about the point that you said playing arena for 12 hours, I don't even think that makes you a better fighter if you don't like take like if you take solo arena like really seriously, like take good peaks and everything for like 2 hours is gonna be way better than like 12 hours of just straight up like droning. and just playing without really thinking.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I can't really play at all. Tried to play a couple of games of the solo cash cup,
Yeah.
and I was straight up embarrassed. I got this guy down to like what should have been pickaxeable,
Hmm.
and I jump in his box with nothing in my shotgun, nothing in my SMG.
I
Dude
know.
just stares at me while I'm reloading and two tacks me, and I was so upset. That was when I was like, all right, that's enough for me. But
Yeah,
I can 100% see how the game can be rageable. And
it
yeah,
is.
good for your
Especially with
dad to help you
servers
out.
sometimes. The service, you're just feeling like it's clunky and everything, and then it just gets you mad.
Yeah, those things that are out of your control are hard to stay calm under.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
pisses most people off.
Yeah.
A lot of players can like deal with whatever. Oh, I made that mistake. I missed my shots. I made a bad peak, so on and so forth. But those external things that you can't really control, like a random lobby spray, but granted, you have some control over that, or just like teleporting or someone teleporting into your box.
Yeah.
That's GG's.
But like I used to really get mad about these things and until I had like Sven to like review those things with me. Because then I just rewatched the games and he's just like, yeah, but like the reason you died isn't because of that bug, it's because what you did 5 minutes ago. And then just keep realizing these small things that actually made the game not so RNG. So it's like competitive Fortnite is mostly about like what RNG can you like minimize, like how can you minimize everything that's random around you and just like you said, keep everything in control as most of you can, because you can't control zones and anything. But yeah, just control the most of you can. Every single minute really counts pretty much, because your positioning depends on every single second of the game you could be moving. So I don't know, it's just like put the effort in, and that made me really better and not tilt as much, because I just know that I probably made a mistakes at some point.
It's smart to learn from things as opposed to make excuses. So when you started working with Sven, it's been about 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
What do you think? First of all, like, how is he as a coach? What is he like interacting with? Because he's worked with a lot of the top players, so I'd be
Hmm.
interested to hear, like, without giving away his secrets, what
Yeah, yeah.
he does, and then what you think he's helped you most with.
I mean, he just spends like a lot of time with us and just keep us calm. Like when he's there in a tournament, just keep the vibes up, remind us of certain details, and just like voting with him. He knows a lot, because he, like you said, he coached a lot of like really great players, and he still do. And we're like kind of like when he started coaching us, we were like the nobodies of his coaching like book, let's say. But now we're slowly climbing up there. But one day, and yeah, he's just around us and giving us more knowledge about the game, and yeah, learning from other players, voting, let's say, Scented or like Kami or just better teams than us, and learn what they do and try to implement everything in our gameplay. And of course, like with our spawn, the mid game is different, and then he just brings us new strategies that we didn't think about. And then it's just like having a third person that's like, outside of like what you think was the best play. It's just like fully outside of your POV, let's say. I think it's like really, really good.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're not the first person that said that about working with a coach. Forget who mentioned it. Another player was, I think it was might have been Nani, said it was huge to have that third person in a call, especially
Mhm.
when going over games, to really be that medium to discuss. Okay, I know there may have been thoughts going through both of your heads, but
They're
here's what
both
I'm
wrong, and that's
seeing.
a good thing. Yeah.
It's just like a very helpful thing. So I'm very glad that coaches are starting to get more respected and also just more generally used. Um,
Mhm.
why did you seek out Sven? Did he come to you? Like, why
Uh,
did you start looking for a coach, or how'd that all happen?
During season 1 of chapter 3, we were in the Destiny Jesus like Discord, and we were voting with them a lot and other EU players. And in Eats, we were doing pretty bad. And then Sven DM'd Pamstu and he said like what's going wrong and everything. And we just asked him if he wanted to like live coach us for that 30 and we did like seventh place, second, and then we won the third game. So we insta qualified through. But like we had 143 points in 3 games in that heat. If they win, like if like we got second instead of winning the game. So like it was really going good. And then we asked him if he wanted to like maybe like full coach us. And the reason we switched from Destiny Jesus to him mostly was because he speaks French also. So it's like it's rare to have like a great coach that also speaks our language. And I think he likes us, so it's good. Like we're really lucky to have him.
Yeah, that's
Really lucky.
awesome. Awesome to hear. And if you guys don't know, because Fatch may think his English isn't great, but he speaks very good English. Uh, you and Pam Stu speak French most of the time, and
Well, yeah, like all the time,
all the
basically.
time. Okay. Besides when you're talking to people that can't speak French, like myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you think that was even more helpful because he can explain things in ways that you don't have to translate to then understand?
I think we understand good. It's just that we're more able to like express ourselves to make him understand like what we mean by certain plays. Like in English, like our vocabulary is like limited, so it's hard to like be really precise about what exactly we're trying to say. And when you can say it in French, it's like it's more simple, it's faster, makes everything just go smoother. So it's just overall better.
Awesome. Do you plan to still? Sorry, I'm peppering you with questions.
Very good.
Do you
That's
plan
what
to
I'm here for.
still work with him in lead up for the Invitational?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. And last question about Sven is: you guys started to play because you're traditionally like that low to mid ground team.
Mhm.
We started to see you go for height and play height over the past couple of seasons. Is that because you've been working with a coach, or now you and Pam Stu have started to feel more comfortable and just understand what the lobby is like? So therefore, naturally, you're going to go for high ground when it's available. Because I don't know that I've necessarily seen you guys before this year play height anywhere near as much as you have been.
Yeah, it's because mostly in trios with Carrie, we're basically sentence copycats. Like we were copying every single thing they were doing. Like we landed Misty, we did everything the same. Like we didn't con them or anything. We just like we copied their gameplay. And that was probably like one of the best thing we did because like voting like great team like them and just learning how they play the low ground consistently. Yeah, that we learned a lot from it. But yeah, since we've been with Sven, we've been learning to like really like have good vision around us and seeing height mostly. So then we can like just shoot it out, go for it, and just we have more knowledge of the game, so we know when to take it, how to take it safe, and like how to just close the game with it. So it's been helpful to have the coach for that.
Nice. It's cool to see. There's been a few teams like Cami and Seti is one that stands out to me. That's traditionally been like that mid to low as well, and then started to go for height recently too. And I think most teams need to understand how to be adaptable. I think that's probably what holds a lot of teams back is they only want to play this one specific spot.
Yeah.
But zone won't let you do that sometimes. The
Mm.
other teams in the lobby won't let you do that sometimes. So the more experience you have playing at all positions is going to allow you, especially within duos. I feel like it's the most volatile because in trios you can control things a little better. But in duos, you have to be able to understand what's there and take advantage of it every time.
Yeah, because duos is like it's really fast. You need to like think really quick. This is open, this is not. You need to make your moves fast. And most of the games I just like pretty free, especially on NAEs, because there's not like a lot of like great I teams. There was like DJ and Yumzo who were like really good at it, but they split. And there's like Macwood who's good. I'm not sure. I'm probably missing some because like I'm kind of droning, but there's not like many like great high teams. So Iton and East is pretty free if you really like look at it.
Yeah, watching some of the games, literally someone just took height in whether it be fifth or sixth, and nobody contested them several times.
Mhm.
I expected Agers and Kanata to go for height more
Oh
often than
yeah,
they
yeah.
did.
That's one good team. Yeah, forget about them.
I was really confused. Like I didn't watch as much on day one as I did. I watched the whole day two, but I
Mhm.
didn't expect them not to be on height.
Yeah,
To me, they were the strongest height team in the region. Probably then Macwood and Threats right behind them. I'm trying to think who else. Rise, but
I don't think they're really I Rise and Trashy. I don't think they play I a lot. I might be wrong though,
yeah,
but
I'm just trying to think of who
yeah.
else.
I'm looking at leaderboard right now. I mean that there's Nut and Chucky, but they didn't get to like many end games. But they're like really good at I. Nut is like ITGL only like, and there used to be Stretch and Zayd, but like they're all gone now. So
Bizzle too. He was the one
yeah,
that was really good at playing for height, but all the old guys have
the
kind of moved
OGs.
on.
That's sad.
It is sad, but it's also kind of natural.
Yeah, it is, but
Um,
still.
yeah, I feel you. I mean, those were the guys, especially like a Vivid, Bizzle. Bizzle was a cool guy to meet. He's still around, but definitely not where he wants to be. And then, obviously the Zayt and Saf, although who knows, Saf may be looking to start playing again. I think he might
Mm-hmm.
have the itch. Is out of all like the old guys, is there someone that inspired you or that like you looked up to?
Oh, Zayd for sure. He's
Yeah.
from Quebec also, so it's like he's a goat, you know? He's just that guy. And
He's your guy. Have you ever talked
he's
to him before?
I have at World Cup actually. We took like a picture of all the guys from Quebec that were there. Me, Lanane, and Zayd. And yeah, we took a picture of us three. Didn't talk to him a lot, like just like kind of past him and everything, but
Yeah. Makes sense. Just said hello and what's up and got
yeah.
your picture. It the good times. I feel like we still have some good times. I'm really hoping next year are the good times once again.
Yeah, more lands
Although,
and everything.
yeah, but like the nostalgia, I feel like is gonna hold a lot of people back because
Hmm.
everyone's gonna be expecting World Cup. We're probably gonna get something pretty awesome. I
Hmm.
just don't know that it's gonna be like this one massive $50 million tournament.
Yeah.
Um, I think we'll get more than we've had because I mean we've just been leading up to that, right? We've had in person media days, then we had the Dream Hacks. Now we're
And North
about to have
Carolina seems like a World Cup test
yeah.
in sort of some ways.
I hope so. I hope so. Got to get a bigger venue if we're doing it. The
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
venue for invitational is
You know if there's a crowd?
I don't know. I know the venue itself like can hold maybe a couple thousand people. So like
Oh,
there's a chance that there could be like a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. It depends on how they set it all up because it's essentially just a big open space. Um, and
yeah.
however they want to do that and then put bleachers or stands is up to them.
Yeah, World Cup was special. Because especially I'm like in a big like tennis family. So and it was at like Arthur Ashe, I think that's the name of the stadium, which is like the for the US Open, like one of the biggest like tennis tournaments. So it was like pretty special to just play World Cup there. And like in the backstage there's like tennis pictures of like the champions and stuff. A really great event.
Yeah, it was a cool venue. You were the one that said Roger Federer was like your inspiration, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a goat.
So getting to go play in one of those venues, that was.
Hmm.
I hope we get to see some. I would expect it to be in Europe though, just the way
Yeah.
Fortnite has trended over the past few years.
And there could be like a really big crowd in Europe also. So there's like a lot of players, like a lot of players, and it's way easier for them to just cross countries and go in whatever one the World Cup could be hosted in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking likely I would think it would be the UK just because English speaking is probably the easiest way to go, but
Yeah,
who knows?
maybe that'd be so cool.
Did you see though that like even Become Legends was able to fill or at least look
Yeah,
like
the
it they fill?
theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a like great idea. Like to just, I mean, Seti and Cami didn't the best, unfortunately, but that's still like a awesome idea. Just to watch a Grands at like something like this, must have been fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's what esports is missing at times because everyone's like watching it at home by themselves. Even like you
Yeah,
guys are mostly playing at home by yourself, so there's not that like camaraderie aspect of it. And Become
yeah,
Legends just does an amazing job of building that.
yeah. And I was watching like one of the, not sure where it was, but there was like Reno in an interview somewhere, and he said that like their facility where they play the players,
Mm-hmm.
they have like they have spots for other players from other team, and they can just like pay a certain amount and they go there, and it's like 1,500 a month, I think. And, like that's not like that expensive, you know. And I was like, if some Oregon NA could do that, that'd be awesome. Just to have other players go to like Virginia for zero paying for like grants and just meet each other. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, Europe does it. Wave has done it. Become Legends has done it. Some of the UK orgs, some of
Yeah,
the
Loot
French
Boy has done it
orgs.
also, I
Yeah,
think.
Loot Boy is another one. Um, Seems to be much more common that
Yeah,
European orgs
I
invest
don't
in
know why.
like first of all coaches and then also like
Like
boot
just
camps.
staff in general.
Yeah.
They have like people to do like the food training, everything.
My guess and like from what I understand on the inside is there's you take like a soccer or football club and they have this kind of academy style and like
Yeah.
idea that we're going to invest in these people, we need to coach them. And even in the U.S., I can't speak for Canada, but there's nothing really like that.
I mean,
Where
we're basically the US version chill.
uh,
It's basically the same thing. But yeah, I don't know why. Like it's just we don't have the culture to do that, I guess. And
yeah,
that's why EU is better than NA.
I,
I think.
I mean, they first started working with coaches and doing boot camps first, so like it only makes sense that the players would be better, the orgs would be doing better because they've been investing in that. And now we're starting to see some more investment from NA orgs, but
Yeah.
obviously, if you're only starting this year or last year, you're way behind.
Hmm.
Now, for you are on currently Team 33, right?
Yep.
You haven't really been on an org much of your
No.
career. It's
Wait, let
been
me pull the exact number.
I know you
So,
were on Kongarna for World
yeah.
Cup.
Yeah, I wasn't like a clan type team before I quote called Next One. You might have seen my name at one point was Nix Fatch, like NIX Fatch.
Okay. I'm
and
pulling up
and
your
then I qualified and I switched to Kangarna end of June, I think, until World Cup.
Okay.
And that was like basically like a 3 month contract until like the end of World Cup. So then I left and until like so from August 2019 to November 2021, I was an FA for like 2 years, 2 whole years. And then I signed with Team 33 and I'm still with them for like I'm not sure. It's been like 10 months,
Oh,
I
nice.
think.
We're coming up on a year.
Yeah, it's been good.
Nice. That's good to hear. Is that because like your 2 year gap in free agency? Is that by your choice? Is that
I mean,
because you
I could have joined small orgs, but like just like a 2 month, like X amount of money, and just you leave. But like I wanted to like have a stable something and just stay there for a long time. Have people that like are around me. can like help me with stuff, and that's what I have with 33. So like I'm pretty grateful to have that opportunity with them.
Nice. That's good to hear. And that's smart of you to wait for the right opportunity rather than just take the one that
Yeah,
is put in front of you.
and I feel like it's important to just like just be loyal. Is that the term? Yeah,
Yeah.
just be loyal to an org and not just switch around because I think that would scare like orgs to just like they see your profile and you've been on 10 orgs before. Yeah, is he gonna leave in like 3 months? So like, you know?
Yeah, I don't. I guess if you're an org that needs somebody like that, it doesn't necessarily scare you away, right?
Yeah,
Like, say you're either new or you don't really have solid placing players. Like, at a certain point, it doesn't matter how many orgs you've been on. You're just trying to find
yeah,
somebody.
I guess.
Um, but if you're looking at the right org, yeah, they should be looking at things like that.
Hmm.
And we are pretty much in a space now where things have calmed down. Orgs aren't going crazy doing dumbass stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and like, Team 33 had like not the best rep when I joined. Like everyone was like, yeah, they just do giveaways and that's all they do. And everyone was like kind of not like talking down on Dorig, but like, yeah, kind of. And I made sure they were good work and they were, and everyone around them like really makes sure that everything's going great with the players. And so I joined and it's been good. And I'm happy like for now it's not as bad as the rep they used to have. And people are starting to realize that they're legit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I did the first tournament they ever hosted in Fortnite when
yeah,
one of the players won like a contract for $33,000 off of like a creative zone war box fight build fight tournament.
yeah,
So I was very much sketched out at first,
yeah,
but like obviously I had a good experience working with them for that first tournament, and then like now you're probably the third person or player that's been very happy, and I've had my own good interactions with the organization.
yeah.
So it's nice to hear that after definitely a lot of skepticism and people questioning them at first, 33 has settled into the space and
Yeah.
helped some players.
I mean, yeah, they brought like a lot of us to like DreamHack in Sweden, for example. Turned like huge video over there, had some activities. It was like really fun time. And I think that event like alone brought me a lot of like good experience that I brought with me and like grants and everything. Like a really worth trip.
Yeah, do you think the Saudi event helped you at all?
Oh yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, of course. Having like a mini grants before like our grants for sure helped. But the thing that like was, I mean, not bad about it, but I wasn't playing with like my original teammates. So me and Kerry didn't have like a lot of practice going into it. So we didn't do like really good. But still, like I could practice some of the things that I implied in our gameplay for the NAE's grants. So of course, like it helped.
Yeah, you made Carey retire though after. What's
That
that
was not on
about?
me. No, he's not been loving the game for like basically from the start of chapter 3 since like the SMG meta. And yeah, he's not been loving the game from that point and he hasn't been doing like the best compared to what he's capable of, I think. And he's a smart guy. He can do like great in like life in general, so I think he'll just go on and do his thing in another space.
Makes sense. I mean, Fortnite is not for everyone and definitely not forever. I,
Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity for people, but especially for you young guys, like don't force yourself to play this game for your entire life if you don't
Yeah.
want
I mean,
to.
there's some people that I'm scared for the future. Like they're not smart. Like some things I'm hearing, but like Carrie's not one of those. He's a really smart guy. You'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm just joking, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm
okay.
joking. Also, they'll be fine. Also, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey, some people, they're a one trick pony. They get to do certain things well and that's it. Uh,
Yeah. Have
uh,
you heard of Nick Kyrgios ever?
Nick
in,
Kyrgios.
in tennis or no?
Nah, sorry, I can't say I've watched a lot of
Okay.
tennis.
So the people hearing might understand what I'm referring to, but basically it's like he's a really like talented tennis player, and basically he plays only because he's that's the only thing he's good at, is what he's saying. He's like, I'm only good at tennis, so like I have to do this, but like he rages on the court every time. But like he could be like one of the like top 5 players potentially, but he's like top 30, 40 just because he's a clown basically. But
Oh
yeah, that's like
my.
an example. Some guy that are like one trick pony.
Yeah, well, and is really good at something, but doesn't want to necessarily put in the effort or
Yeah,
fully take advantage of the opportunity and the skills that he was given in life.
yeah,
And sorry to get back to the org thing. I've had the opportunity to meet your brother. He's a
yeah.
very nice dude.
It's awesome.
Has he helped you kind of create the sense of groundedness, where
Oh yeah,
you weren't trying to just find someone that's going to pay you? You're trying to look for that right place.
yeah. He's one of the big reasons that I'm not like I haven't joined like small works. And like he's really smart, and like and he like made his studies in sports management, so he knows about like contracts and not joining anything because like could get scammed and everything. So he made sure I was in a good place with team 33, help with like the negotiations and stuff, and then we came to an agreement. And just my brother in general, he's the reason like I'm basically playing the game, because at in 2019, that's when the World Cup was, and at December 2018, he convinced my parents for Christmas to buy me a PC, and he's the whole reason I got it, because they were like, no, it's not good that he really plays too much, and he shouldn't get like a PC to do it. And my brother was like, he basically needs this, and like it's gonna be like his opportunity, because I was playing on console for like the longest time, and I switched from console to PC at that point, and 6 months after I called for World Cup because of him, the goat.
Hey, he proved himself right to your parents too. I mean,
He did.
convincing them to buy you a PC and then you qualify, and at minimum you're making 50 grand back. I mean,
Yeah,
that's it's quite
it's a good
impressive.
return of investment. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good dude. Very nice to talk to and understanding of how this all works. So I'm glad that you have him to help you out in your career. Um, Even though I guess you're now one of the quote unquote older people within the scene, even though you're not that old.
damn.
Hey, you are though, bro. Like the 13, 14, 15-year olds
You're
are
right.
now the
You're
young
right.
kids.
You know what? Is there like a average age from like disc runs? Does that set exist somewhere?
Um, it
It should.
doesn't.
Someone should make it.
I'm gonna put that down. I'll do some homework tomorrow.
Okay. Don't have to do it, but it's an interesting stat.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in myself just to see like what the
Like
age
who's the
is.
older player? Younger, probably 13, 14. Who's like the best 13-year-old right now? Is there some?
It was probably Yamzo
Like
or Peterbot, but they're
they're
14,
not
I
that
believe
young.
now.
Basically, aren't they 15?
Peterbot's
Even the kids are
15.
getting old.
The kids. See, you're calling them kids. Yeah, they're both actually 15. So,
Yeah, and I think the best one was basically like the Alex from OCA.
hmm,
That guy got banned for like 2 years, came back and won FNCS. That's like crazy.
yeah, but he was like goaded though when he was
Yeah, yeah,
playing.
yeah. But
Like,
that's still like insane.
yeah, good for him though. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
the redemption story. He probably just like wanted to play this little kid. It's like I want to play comp Fortnite, and then Fortnite's like,
Couldn't.
nah, you're too young. Sorry.
Yeah, I get the way they do it though, but I still feel like it's weird to ban like an 11-year-old. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I get why they do it. It makes sense. You shouldn't be like putting that much time at like 10, but
I don't
it's
even know
it's
that
just
it's.
weird.
I think it's more like a payment kind of thing because anyone under 13, even 14 in a lot of states, it's like, at least within the US, very difficult to pay someone as like a minor.
Hmm.
Um, because I believe you have to be 13 or 14 in most states in the US just to be able to get a job. So
Really.
that's probably why that bar was set at 13.
But even on a moral standpoint, isn't that like kind of wrong? Like if like a 10-year-old is playing like hours and hours to make money, I feel like that's like not good for like brain development and stuff.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you shouldn't be playing. I mean, even,
Even at 13, 14, like it's
yeah.
probably wrong.
Well, even at like 27 years old, it's probably
Yeah.
wrong to be playing 12 hours a day of Fortnite.
Yeah. You're right.
Or,
But like I don't know. I really feel like it kind of hurts like development like at young age.
now, while we're on the topic, what do you think is. Do you think people will age out within Fortnite after, you turn 21, 20? Like, do you think that people can play well into their 20s, or do you think that you need to be a younger player? I have my own thoughts, but I'd be interested to hear what you think.
I feel like you can go for longer than the people that started at like 20 because our brain grew into it, if you get what I mean, in a sense. Like since we've been doing it since we're young, it's like implemented in us to like play the game. I think I can go for like another like 4 or 5 years and just get better. I still think that'd be true.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think the age range that we see of most players is more by circumstance and coincidence than it
Mm.
is because 20 to 25-year-olds can't be good enough to play the game. I think, when you're 13 to 18 years old, you probably have the most free time in your life that you're ever going to
Yeah,
have. So, therefore, you can take advantage of that opportunity, and your brain is also much more malleable. You'll learn stuff faster and naturally be better at things quicker. Whereas the older you get, the harder it is to learn things and become good at things quickly.
for
Um,
sure.
but I do think, I mean, I like
But I
to
think,
watch. Go ahead.
yeah, go for it. Go. No, you go, you go.
I like to watch Smash Bros. Right. Um, so there was just a tournament. This guy, Hungry Box and Mango, who basically were two of the best players back in like 2017. Now they're both, I believe, 28 and over 30. Um, they just finished in first and second in a tournament this past weekend. So it's like, okay, that is definitely a game that is somewhat less mechanical, but it still shows that players can play well into their older ages. It's just we haven't had enough time where players have been
Yeah,
able to get old enough yet.
yeah, I think you're right. But I think also like the longer like esport grows in like the like 2030, let's say, like the more it goes, the more like old you'll be able to play because you've been playing forever. And that's already kind of true, but it's gonna be even more true in like 10 years, I
Yeah,
think.
that makes sense, especially because it's becoming more acceptable as like a career path rather than just like something you do in your free time.
Yeah.
You think we'll see like a LeBron James or a Tom Brady within Fortnite? Someone that's just gonna stay.
Forever?
Yeah,
Possibly. I think it's just a question of if you get burned out or not of the game. And I think it's hard to just play exactly this game for like forever, especially right now with like really minimal seasonal change within like the meta. Like it's just the same thing all over again. And yeah, you get money and stuff, but like you can get money elsewhere in the world. So I feel like if there's like a lot of changes and people would like still enjoy the game, you can go for a long time. But like, it's always the same thing at the end of the day in some point. So I don't know. It depends on how long the game goes and if players stays. But I think if let's say a Tayson stays, he'll be good for a long time.
yeah. I mean, he's not that old too, so we'll get to see someone play into their mid 20s, hopefully. Um,
Yeah.
so you saying that, I mean, we've throughout the history of Fortnite or competitive Fortnite, which you've been there for, it seems like players complained about all the changes
Oh,
happening
I'm
all
not
the
saying it's
time.
bad.
No. I know. But so at first it was complaining because all the changes, and then like it slowed down, and now we're pretty much at like very minimal changes for competitive Fortnite. So where would you want to be in like a perfect world? Say you get to choose. Are you wanting to play the same game mode? Like, do you want constant meta changes? And then mythic items. You think mythic items or something along those lines should be in the game?
I think mythics are kind of stupid because, like, especially if they come from a drop. Because, like, if one team gets it on con, it's just like broken. But if like let's say there's like one chest random in the game that just gives you it, I mean that's okay. I'd say
Okay.
depends on what it is. Like let's say it's a mythic minigun, I'm not sure if that's good, but like it's if it's like an AUG mythic that's just like a better weapon that shoots a bit faster and everything. I mean that's not that bad, but yeah. And what were the other two questions? You had two other.
Yeah. So one, would you? We've been doing a year of duos
Oh, the
and a
game
year of
mode. Yeah, yeah.
trios. Do you want that, or do you want the constant
Mm.
change?
I feel like change is fun, but it's less competitive. But like maybe like the whole year is long, like maybe 2 seasons. But
Okay.
like I don't know. I feel like a whole year people get bored of watching and playing, and like it's fun for the people to follow. Like oh my god, they split and the beef and drama, everything. But for the players, it's not that fun to be involved in that. And yeah, so I'd say 3 season max. 4 or 5 seasons is kind of long.
Now, what if it was, say, we knew at the beginning of this year the Invitational was going to be based on qualifiers, right? So November, December timeframe, we have 4 seasons, and we know, top three, top one, depending on what region you're in, is going to make it. Do you think that changes the way you would look at it, or would you still want some change within the team modes?
If that's how it works, I think same game mode is okay, and that makes it more fun to watch for people. But like if we don't know, like we did now, I feel like switching is better. Or maybe if it's a solo like invitational, let you get points for your performance all throughout FNCS, and if you win, let's say, or like top three, you're instant invited. But like you get points for consistency throughout your FNCSs. Because I feel like just one like great performance shouldn't be the reason you're invited. Like if Kanata isn't invited, I think that's like I don't know, that's kind of stupid. Like he's been like top five every FNCS and he's not invited so far. Like I don't really get that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Poor guy hasn't been able to win an FNCS. He does like
Yeah.
everything but. Oh man.
Because we were like just us. We got 20th, ninth, and this one like yeah, we got third, but let's say we got like seventh. That's still like three consistent FNCS and we wouldn't be invited.
Yeah,
So
that's tough. I mean, I was looking at someone was posting the achievements of the French players, because right now I think it's only Bad Sniper of like the
yeah.
European French players that got invited. Um, and we're gonna miss people like Andalex. We did lose a couple of like some of the better older players that might have gotten like the
Kite and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, like a Skite or a Nikov. Like those guys may have gotten an invite
Mhm.
had they not quit and just kind of kept playing.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see who gets invited to this and why. I don't think we'll ever know the why, but I definitely think
hmm
someone like a Kanata and Andalex
Yeah, and
deserve to
Alex
be
is
there.
so good. And Canada also, yeah. I don't know. Feel like I feel like it's not like great, and even for like the event in general, having them there is like it's great for the event. They have
Yeah.
like a huge following and they're good players, they're not just like content creators that be there for like to get last. Like
Oh,
they're not gonna get last.
100%. We are getting close to an hour, and I told you that that's all this would be. So We
I
could
mean,
start wrapping this up.
I'm not pressed if you want to still keep going.
Okay. No. We'll keep it
All right, all
about
right.
here. We can do this again. I've enjoyed this conversation. Got a couple questions in wrap up though. Normally I ask people in the beginning, how'd you get your name? But where does Fatch come from and why'd you choose that?
It's a bad story. I just put random letters at like a random video game, and I just thought, damn, it sounds good. Patch sounds amazing, and I just kept it.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not a great story. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you're good. That's why I stopped asking this at the beginning because a lot of people, it's been like, oh, Xbox randomly generated my name and I stuck with that. Like, all right, well, that sucks.
It's like a mobile game. I required a username, and I was like, I'm just gonna put letter until I like find something that sounds cool. And I got the ATCH, and then I just like played with letters to get the F, and I was like, Patch sounds cool, and then I kept it.
Does it mean anything? Like, is there any meaning of
No,
Fatch?
yeah, it does mean something like disgusting in French, but I didn't know that for like 2 years, and I learned
Okay.
that kind of recently, and I was like really sad. But
Oh,
it's
man.
like in French, like France, like we don't say that in Canada, so it's like because it's like different French from the two countries.
Gotcha. Probably similar. Is it like dialect difference or like actual
Kind of, but
language?
like no, the language is like the same, but like we use more English in our terms in Canada than they do in France.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean, you're much closer to a
Yeah, I
English
mean, there's a
speaking
lot of
country.
there's a lot of people like in Montreal that speaks only English.
Gotcha. All right. And secondly, what is your
Okay.
favorite Fortnite skin?
Mm. Like all time,
Yeah, if you could only pick one, you got to pick
probably like the green tigress skin. I think that's the name.
Green Tigress.
It's like what's it? It's not green tigress. It's like it's a green screen. It's a green skin. Wait, let me verify if that's the name. So I feel like that skin like is good, but the one I play mostly is like the gray superhero, but that's kind of boring.
Yeah, that can't be your favorite. I wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say it's like yeah, it's the EU green skin. You know, they play it a
Oh,
lot.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tayson, Queasy always rock
yeah,
that.
I played that skin like at the start of the chapter, and I was like doing really good with it, and yeah, I like that skin. It's
All
a
right,
good skin,
cool. And
colorful and
lastly,
everything.
lastly, to wrap up, where can people find you? You got anything to look out for
Uh,
people to
I
to
mean, I
find?
just got out my Grants video on YouTube. It's just Fatch. You should find it. And Twitter, Fatch FN. That's basically it. That's the only place I post. Or Twitch FN Fatch, but I stream like once a week. So it's not crazy.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man. If you got nothing else, I really appreciate you joining me. Looking forward to the invitational to see how
Yeah.
you guys
Are you gonna
perform.
be there?
Yeah. I'll be, dude. I live in Raleigh,
Oh yeah,
so
true. You're in Raleigh. Yeah.
if I wasn't there, I would be upset with myself.
I'll see you there then.
So whether it
It'll be
be
fun.
in a working capacity or just being a fan,
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah.
it, I will be there one way or another. But
All right, great.
thank you so much for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on your placement. I know you said you wanted more, but still
Yeah.
very impressive. And I wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
All right. And thank you guys for listening, watching, wherever you may be. Really appreciate it. As always, if you have any complaints, send those to me, Somebody's Gun. You can DM me on Twitter. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching the FN story.